There is a hidden frequency of power that dictates the hierarchy of every room you enter, a silent transmission that occurs before a single word is spoken. Most men walk through life entirely unaware of this broadcast, wondering why they feel invisible, why their words lack weight, and why the world seems to constantly look past them. Before we go deeper into semen retention mastery, subscribe to this channel and join our Telegram community linked below. You'll get guidance, insights, and exclusive updates designed to accelerate your growth. Stay connected. Your discipline, focus, and transformation begin right here. This practice is not trivial. It is a total energetic overhaul that fundamentally rewires how reality responds to your existence. It creates an unshakable presence that does not beg for attention, but commands it through the sheer gravity of being. Net presence draws people in like moths to a flame, holding their attention effortlessly because it signals a rarity in a world of abundance. We live in an era of terrifying depletion, where the average man is a husk of his potential, drained by 1,000 digital leeches and cheap dopamine hits. To stand apart from this gray mass of exhaustion requires a radical act of rebellion. It requires you to become anchored and solid, completely unfazed by the external chaos that shatters weaker minds. True semen retention is not merely a physical discipline. It is vital energy conservation in its most primal form. It is the biological accumulation of authority. When you stop leaking your essence, you stop leaking your power, and the atmosphere around you begins to thicken with a tangible, magnetic pressure. Ancient traditions, in their wisdom, identified this force as brahmacharya, recognizing it not as simple abstinence, but as the accumulation of nuclear fuel for the human spirit. It is the deliberate redirection of your most potent life force, turning the biological urge to reproduce into the spiritual will to conquer. This energy is inherently creative. It is the raw material of galaxies and civilizations. When you retain it, it becomes magnetic and life-giving, transforming you from a consumer of fleeting pleasures into a generator of reality. You must learn to channel it away from fleeting physical release, which offers only a moment of escape, followed by days of lethargy. Instead, you move it into cerebral and professional reservoirs, flooding your brain with the chemicals of ambition and resilience. This is the secret engine of the elite. To understand the mechanics of this transformation and to connect with others walking this jagged path, please join our exclusive Telegram channel now. The link is waiting in the description below. We share practical applications there that go beyond theory. We offer community support for this intense practice because the isolation of the modern man is the greatest threat to his discipline. This journey is amplified by connection, by knowing that while you stand alone in your daily life, you are part of a legion in spirit. The energy you conserve is called DJing in the Taoist tradition, and it is more valuable than gold. It is the foundational essence of your physical body. It is the biological fuel for confidence that no amount of money or status can purchase artificially. It powers executive function, allowing you to slice through confusion with the precision of a scalpel. When this fuel is constantly drained, a terrifying depletion sets in that rots the soul from the inside out. The mind gets foggy, unable to latch on to complex ideas or long-term goals. Decisions become hesitant, plagued by a second-guessing nature that reeks of insecurity. The gaze is perpetually shifty, darting around the room, afraid to lock onto a target. This shifty gaze is the hallmark of the depleted male. It darts away from direct human connection because the soul knows it has nothing to offer. The inner self feels too empty to sustain the pressure of being truly seen. When you are empty, exposure feels like a threat. You hide your eyes because they betray your bankruptcy. But when you preserve and transmute this energy, a seismic shift happens in your physiology. The life force is not stagnant. It does not sit like water in a pond. It is actively redirected upward, traveling up the spine and into the brain, igniting dormant neural pathways. It enhances neural connectivity, making you sharper, faster, and more witty. It sharpens your focus until your concentration becomes a weapon. Crucially, it raises your baseline dopamine sensitivity. This is the cure for the modern malaise of boredom and depression. You get more satisfaction from simple accomplishments because your receptors are no longer fried by You find joy in genuine non-sexual interactions, discovering a richness in conversation and camaraderie that lust had previously obscured. This ends the pathetic need for cheap external validation that drives so many men to humiliate themselves. This conservation creates a magnetic calmness that terrifies your enemies and comforts your allies. Your breathing automatically deepens, moving from the anxious chest to the grounded belly. Your voice gains a natural resonance, a timbre that vibrates in the chests of others. It carries an inherent authority that does not need to shout to be heard. Your physical expression slows down. You stop fidgeting. You stop apologizing with your body language. This communicates intrinsic self-sufficiency. You move like a predator who knows he will eat, not like a scavenger hoping for scraps. You need nothing from the external world because you carry a sun within your solar plexus. This is the foundation of your unbreakable eye contact. When you look at someone, you are not looking for something. You are projecting your internal state onto them. A man who conserves his vital energy projects plenitude. He projects a fullness that is rare and intoxicating. He projects self-mastery, the highest status signal a human being can display. His internal resource pool is full, and humans are biologically wired to be drawn to those with resources. Others feel safe in his presence because he is not a vampire seeking to drain them. They are intrigued and compelled to hold his gaze because looking into his eyes feels like looking into a deep, clear ocean rather than a shallow, muddy puddle. Consider the opposite state, the tragedy of the modern average. It is a man seeking compulsive release, chasing pixels on a screen or shadows in the night. His mind is clouded by digital noise and shame. His energy is defensive, always waiting for the blow, always expecting rejection. His gaze is fleeting because he cannot bear the weight of truth. His eyes show underlying anxiety, a vibration of fear that repels trust. They lack groundedness, spinning like a compass near a magnet. It is a visual manifestation of a scattered, depleted internal state, a chaotic house where no master resides. The man practicing semen retention is entirely different. He is not seeking approval because he is approved of himself through discipline. He is not looking for an escape because he loves the reality he is building. He is simply observing and connecting, stripping away the layers of social pretense with his vision. He operates from a place of solid, self-generated power that does not fluctuate with the opinions of others. This distinction is immediately registered by everyone. From the cashier to the CEO, the eye contact hack is a powerful side effect, perhaps the most potent social tool available. It is the most visible, external result of an internal process that is largely invisible. This process is called sublimation. Sublimation is the alchemy of the soul. Take the raw, powerful, creative energy of sexuality, which is strong enough to create life, and refuse to spend it cheaply. You'll deliberately channel it into the forge of your ambition. You'll put it into creative projects that require distinct vision. You'll use it for ambitious work that scares the lazy. You'll drive deep study with it, absorbing knowledge at a rate that seems impossible to the depleted mind. You fuel profound communication with it, speaking truths that cut through the noise. A primal urge is transformed into intellectual fire. This elevated state changes your perception of the world. Colors seem brighter, music sounds deeper, the world feels pliable to your will. More importantly, it changes how the world perceives you. You are no longer a background character in the movie of life. You will notice it in high-stakes moments when the pressure cooks the weak. In a demanding job interview, your gaze holds steady while the interviewer flinches. It communicates competence and dismisses anxiety as an unnecessary emotion. You are not begging for the job. You are evaluating if the position is worthy of your energy. During a difficult conversation, you remain calm, maintaining a present gaze that de-escalates madness. This de-escalates tension because you act as an anchor in the storm. It shows unwavering commitment to truth, signaling that you cannot be bullied or manipulated. You do not flinch away from the uncomfortable reality. In everyday interactions, people listen better. They stop looking at their phones. They hold your gaze longer, searching for the source of your gravity. They instantly trust your sincerity because your micro-expressions are aligned. Your eyes are not lying because you have nothing to hide. They do not show depletion or distraction. They shine with quiet, concentrated intensity that signals a dangerous capability controlled by a virtuous will. They signify a whole, clear mind that is unified in its purpose. Achieving this deep presence requires effort that most are unwilling to give. It is not just passive abstinence. If you simply repress the energy, it will fester and turn into rage. It requires active transmutation. You must practice daily discipline that borders on the fanatical. It includes vigorous exercise. You must lift heavy iron or run until your lungs burn. Exercise moves the stored energy, circulates the blood, and prevents the stagnation that leads to relapse. You must practice deep meditation. You must learn to sit with the silence until the silence speaks back. Meditation grounds the heightened mental focus, preventing you from becoming manic. You need a conscious commitment to a higher purpose, a mission that is bigger than your comfort. This gives the conserved energy a worthy channel, a direction to flow, so it does not drown you. This holistic lifestyle completes the circuit of the superior man. Retention provides the fuel, the raw volatile substance. Discipline provides the powerful engine, the structure to contain the explosion. The unbreakable eye contact is the exhaust, the heat signature of a machine running at maximum efficiency. It is the visible sign of peak efficiency. This practice fundamentally recalibrates self-perception. You begin to deeply respect your own life force, treating it with the reverence of a sacred relic. You stop viewing yourself as a vessel for consumption, a garbage can for society's waste. Recognize yourself as a powerful source of creation, a divine spark in human form. This self-respect is the bedrock of all confidence. It is the substance that makes your gaze unflinching. You have nothing to hide because you are living in alignment with your potential. You have nothing to prove because your existence is the proof. You only offer your solid, self-mastered presence, and that gift is more valuable than any material offering. When you practice this consistently, external validation becomes unnecessary noise. Your worth is generated internally, a fusion reactor in your chest. It is a self-sustaining power source that does not need applause to keep burning. It is always active, even in the dark, even when you are alone. This deep internal security is the essence of true charisma. Charisma is not acting. Charisma is energy overflowing from a cup that is too full. It is the magnetic presence people are drawn to, a heat that warms them in a cold world. They respect it instantly, bowing subconsciously to the man who masters himself. Charisma is simply the visible overflow of reserved, vital energy. This hack is an ancient secret, buried by a culture that wants you weak and docile. It is now being rediscovered by the few who refuse to be mediocre. It is a powerful tool for self-optimization, the master key to unlocking the human avatar. The modern world constantly drains your attention, demanding you look at advertisements, scandals, and fear. It steals your energy to power its own machinery. The eyes are the gateway to the soul, and currently, the gates of most men are smashed open and unguarded. When that gateway is clear and steady, the world responds. It fills with light because you are finally seeing it clearly. Embrace this powerful path of retention, not as a challenge, but as a destiny. Commit to the consistent discipline even when it hurts, especially when it hurts. Watch your presence transform completely. It will move from tentative and seeking to anchored and undeniable. You will become a mountain in a world of sand. You will become the eye of the storm. The shift will be subtle at first, then exponential. You will walk into a room and feel the atmosphere bend around you. This is the promise of the practice. However, this path is not free. It requires a sacrifice of the lower self to birth the higher self. It demands you kill the boy to let the man breathe. The suspense of this journey lies in the potential of who you might become. Every day is a battle between the drift and the discipline. As we draw this transmission to a close, remember that knowledge without action is merely entertainment. You have been given the map, you must walk the path. The eyes that look back at you in the mirror tomorrow will tell you if you won the day. Make them the eyes of a king, not a slave. Lastly, if this deep message resonates with you, if you felt the truth of these words in your gut, please help support our work. This channel runs on your contributions, not corporate sponsors. We rely on the vanguard of men who understand the value of this information. Please use the thanks button below to contribute. If this video gave you real value, tap the thanks button. Your support helps me keep creating deeper content like this. Every thanks is a spark that keeps this mission alive. Your support means more than you know. Every single contribution, no matter how small, is important. It is a signal that you value truth over noise. It is deeply appreciated by our team who works tirelessly to decode these ancient signals. It is vital in helping us produce this impactful content against the algorithm's resistance. We need it to keep this community strong and growing, to reach more lost souls before they are consumed by the void. Your support fuels the mission. Thank you for standing with us. Thank you for retaining your power. Now, go out and look the world in the eye. If you get value from video, write senior in comments section. If you have other queries, then ask in comments. We'd love to hear from you.